In this video, I'm going to show you, yes you, my beloved viewers, brand spanking new entry-level remote or work from home jobs that pay up to $3,200 a week that require zero to little experience. And watch this video until the end because I am going to equip you with resume templates that you can customize to match your qualifications and the criteria that the organizations that are hiring for these positions right now list, so you could land these positions right now. The Associate Product Manager remote position with Home Depot. First, let me show you the search results that list all of the remote or virtual positions that Home Depot has open. Cybersecurity Project Manager, Software Engineer. All you do is type in quotes remote or quotes virtual, and you'll get all of these positions. And do not let these position titles discourage you by any means necessary. Don't give in to that urge to click the back button just because you see cybersecurity or associate product manager. Just go ahead and read to the preferred qualifications. Zero, count that, 0 to 1 years of relevant work experience, exposure to modern software development, product management practices, and agile methodologies. I think it's getting a little scary while they're using these $1,000 words. Neil, what's cracking? First off, let's continue reading so you can have a full understanding as to what they require for this position or they prefer as qualifications for this position. Specifically, the extreme programming XP principles of paired programming. Neil, what is XP paired programming? I did not know what XP paired programming was prior to filming this video. Nonetheless, just performing a little research, I found out that a gentleman by the name of Kent Beck created extreme programming. He was born in 1961, American software engineer. Go ahead and read up on him. Simply perform a Google search for his name. I even found a couple of videos where this person is speaking right on YouTube. Extreme Programming 20 Years Later by Kent Beck. 3X Explore Expand Process. It's simply a process for you to launch, continuously deploy products, software products. And as long as you have the general scope in your brain to be able to communicate what is that you can do to go ahead and implement these procedures for an organization such as Home Depot. Many of you remember, a number of you have been with me from the jump, since the onset of the pandemic, going on 3 years right now. And you have operated your small business, and you've probably at least PM'd the development of your own website. You've worked with 2 to 3 people at least, and you have this experience already on hand or in brain. So you have already performed some of this stuff already, and it requires zero experience. So you basically just have to know these procedures, know the basic concept of extreme programming in pairs. Just keep in mind, look, I went to ChatGPT and I wrote to ChatGPT, can you please explain what is extreme programming to me like a 5-year-old? Sure, extreme programming is a way people work together to make computer programs. They do the things in small steps, talk to each other a lot, and fix mistakes quickly. It's like building a Lego castle together, where everyone helps, share ideas, and fixes things when they need to. This way, they make the best computer programs they can. And if you can explain this concept, then you get into specifics of what constitutes extreme programming. I even found a course on Udacity. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Agile Software Development. This is actually the name of one of the categories that has information on extreme programming. You click next right here, extreme programming. They break it down for you in a couple of minutes. The whole course, I believe, is called Software Development Process. I have listed it on our spreadsheet where I list links to information resources and application portals to grants and resources for people who are seeking work from home jobs, students, disabled people, for everyone, on probably the most powerful tab on the spreadsheet, the free education tab. Why? Because it's education. You have to remember, the only reason that we're not shish kebabs for lions is because we are able to educate ourselves through words and we are sophisticated enough to use those words to build tools and weapons to keep us in shelters, to keep an American flag with inflated balloons behind me if you choose to do so. Just take a look at the row where I list this Udacity course, software development process free class, extreme programming. I have also listed this link right here. And basically, this breaks down when should extreme programming be used. So you can read through this stuff. It's not that technical. It's more along the lines of you taking the role on of a project manager. You're collecting feedback from customers, seeing exactly what are the requirements that they need to potentially buy more Home Depot products or whatever. You figure it out. Listen, everything, the development of this state-of-the-art phone right here was performed and executed by human beings not much smarter than you are. So do not let any of this terminology or any of the qualifications that I'm going to show you, yes, you, my beloved viewers, discourage you from getting everything that you want out of this life. Financial freedom, because this thing right here, this job of the associate product manager, that you can work in your PJs as you see me rocking them at this particular moment in time. I'm always in my PJs. You can do it. I know that 99.9% of you can land this thing. Look, minimum years of work experience. They emphasize 0, no additional years of work experience. You simply have to have, I don't even think you need a high school diploma. They just want you to know this stuff, okay? Look, experience working in a fast-paced, fluid environment. You've been operating a business. You've been working on other jobs. It's always a fast-paced, fluid environment. That's the story of our lives. Experience communicating with and influencing functional and technical team members at all levels in the organization. If you already coughed up a couple of hundred or probably a couple of dozen bucks to hire somebody on Fiverr to build a logo for you, a website for you, you have been working with technical teams. A number of you have been doing it for several years now, at the very least, potentially a whole lifetime. People who have younger children who help them. Like I walk my mother through several technical processes that she has to execute on her phone and on her computer to run her errands with her insurance company and her pension, etc. She is more technologically sophisticated than the same person of that 66-year age back in the 50s and the 70s. We are in the information era. So many of you have already multiple years of experience without you even knowing it. You just have to brush up on the terminology so you're able to communicate exactly what it is that you can do. As long as you keep a positive attitude, you will enjoy the benefits and advantages that you desire on this planet, because it's all meant for you. God gave us this planet for us human beings to go ahead and dominate. So go ahead and dominate it. For this position in particular, Home Depot is paying up to $86,000 for a position that requires no experience. You saw it right there. 0 experience. And if you're able to land a position like this, or even if you're able to land a position such as this one, I'm going to show you another one real quick. IT Service Desk Associate, about Conduit. Don't let this discourage you. Don't give in to the urge to click the back button as yet. Listen. High school diploma and 1 to 3 years of experience in IT. I don't have 1 to 3 years of IT, Neil. You probably do. Everybody's operating. This is like a third arm right now. You're telling me you have no IT experience? If not, go build a computer. Probably cost you like $100 in spare parts. Do whatever. Learn how to hack into this thing. You've done this stuff and you have this IT experience. You got to remember, when I first got into IT, I was the anti-internet. I went to school and I wanted to perform all my research using microfilm so I could bump heads with shorties in the library, potentially party or whatever. I graduated top 2% of my class. I did not want to use a computer. I only used it once I got into New York University, once a professor of technology, worked with Columbia University and worked with Channel 7 News, WABC. He got me acclimated as to how I can use the internet more proficiently. He gave me a document that had all these resources, similar to the spreadsheet where I list all the links that I just showed you. I yanked that document out of my briefcase a couple of years later when I needed a job out in Florida, and I saw an opening for an IT help desk position. Knew practically nothing, and I thought I knew practically nothing, rather, about computers. I called them and they desperately needed people so badly. She asked me what was a NIC. I came up with, it's a network interface, whatever. I didn't even say the whole thing. She was like, come in tomorrow for the test at 9 a.m. or whatever. Okay, cool. I stayed up until 4 a.m. that same day. I took a look at that directory, that thing that I told you was like my spreadsheet. I looked up about.com. It was a website that teaches you about everything. I believe it's still up. And I learned everything about a computer. I learned what was a hard drive. I learned what was RAM, what was ROM, yada, yada, yada. Next day, I throw the laptop, fold it up, stuff it under my armpit, pull it out, wipe off the armpit grease, crack it open. I take the test, passed it, perfect score. Got the job. It was like $12 an hour. Nonetheless, that is the job that practically put me on that lift where they held up Darth Vader and ran all those Ethernet cables into my veins, made me 75% Android, because I used to take 100 calls on a single day, helping people get on the internet, getting the reps in. They trained me how to do everything. This job at Conduit lists the same criteria, high school diploma and 1 to 3 years of experience in IT. I did not produce a high school diploma for that organization. It was a contractor for Bell South and ISP down south. Nonetheless, those skills, I was able to use them later on when I was making $10 an hour, making cold calls, trying to sell tickets to the Donald Trump Think Big Expo out in Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken, where I helped register 11,000 attendees. But I was only able to do that because I started to incorporate all of the web marketing skills that I started to pick up while I worked as that IT help desk representative for Bell South, then for Cablevision out in Woodbury, New York. And it's a wrap. Less than a year later, I made $150,000. Why? Because I started to do what I'm telling you to do. You take up one of these entry-level positions and keep learning. You always have to keep learning. Always stay enhancing your skills, enhancing the amount of information that you have, the way to communicate what you can do. That's all it is, really, just communicating what it is you can do, because you could do these things. We are surrounded by technology. Everybody is. You have a computer. You've operated with it. My experience when I got my first IT help desk job constituted replacing the hard drive on my computer, buying some beers for this guy who knew how to do it to guide me through it, because I had downloaded all of these bootleg hip-hop joints through Napster, and I downloaded the virus by accident. Then I helped my friend who had a business out in Florida set up his point-of-sale system, which was also a technological feat. He set up his local area network. So I communicated that. I brushed up on all the language because I didn't even know what I was doing. But then I learned what was the language, identifying all of the procedures that I was executing, and bam, I got the job. That's what got my foot in the door. Everything else sways. It's the portfolio at high school diploma and 1 to 3 years of experience in IT. Listen, once you get into tech, I'm telling you, you get spoiled with this stuff. Competitive pay rate of $25 an hour. And I'll go ahead and list this on our spreadsheet where I list all the links that I just discussed. You can specifically find this spreadsheet because it's actually another spreadsheet. There are so many work from home opportunities that I created a whole new spreadsheet just for it right here. Work from home spreadsheet right here. And I'll list the Conduit link right here. For 4/16/2023, I've listed the Home Depot links right here. Bang, it's in there. So bing, it's right here. And I have included a link on that spreadsheet to this resume template right here. Objective, dedicated, adaptable, professional with 1 year experience in software development. Now, this is very generic. You have to customize it with your own qualifications. What have you done with a computer? And then throw the lipstick on with all of the verbiage, all of the information, all of the new terminology and language that you'll be picking up as you study for this thing. Hit that Udacity course. It's free. Nobody's charging you for it. And once you land one of those entry-level positions, then you can go for something like this right here. Senior Analyst SEO Remote. Look, you can potentially even classify this as an entry level. I classify it as entry level because look, at least 3 years experience in search engine marketing, including on-page, off-page, social, and local SEO strategies. Don't get shook Don't let these words spook you. They're simply words. They're not there. Many of you have been watching me from the jump since the onset of the pandemic. 3 years now. It's 3 years. You have already developed your websites. You've had people develop those websites. You've used applications to develop those websites. These applications, whether you're using Square, whether you're using WordPress, Wix, they have components that already package features that optimize your website for organic exposure on the search engines, which is simply the marketing practice of SEO, search engine optimization. All you have to do is brush up on the language. You already have this experience. Many of you do. I know you do. If you have your small business and you've tried to make it work, you launched a website. Even if you're on YouTube, you're doing search engine optimization. A lot of the videos that you have watched, you found by searching for me, performing a query, and I've done that search engine optimization on my video title so you are able to easily find my videos, including this video right here. It has some terms: remote jobs, work from home jobs, when you're looking for grants and you find me. That's all search engine optimization. So if you're using Instagram and you're putting words into the descriptions of your photos or any other types of content that you're uploading to that platform, that's search engine optimization. And you want to learn more about it? Again, you hit our spreadsheet where I list all the links that I discussed, the free education tab. And as I've told you time and time again, for those of you who've been watching my videos, look, you can hit the Big SEO Reddit community. On the Big SEO Reddit community, you have all of these beginners SEO guides: Beginner's Guide to SEO, Google's SEO Guide, How Search Works, How to Learn SEO, The Perfect Web Page, yada, yada, yada. This is a great start. Search Engine Optimization SEO Starter Guide. Google publishes this on Google Search Central. This will teach you the basics of search engine optimization. And if you want to get real nice, if enough people let me know, hit the like button, click the subscribe button, and click the bell notification to stay on top of what's going down, of every single resource that will help you be whatever you want to be. And I get enough people in the comment section emailing me that they want this training, then listen, I'll release something to show you how to get this done. My portfolio is thorough, baby. For the SEO analyst position, I'm equipping you with my resume. Search and social marketing operator. Here is how I made my bones. During the 2012 U.S. presidential elections, Neil coordinated the technical and marketing strategy for a historic chat between the United States First Lady Michelle Obama and U.S. Latina mothers on Mommy Risk, securing media placements on prominent media outlets like NBC, Forbes, The Hill, and Politico. And bang, you see the whole portfolio right here. That's all a resume is a portfolio. Managing director, established leadership position for publications in the Latina market, ahead of iconic brands like NBC, ate all of these organizations' lunches in the Latina market. NBC, Cosmopolitan, and Fox, taking it from its launch to being valued at $1.5 million, driving millions of visitors to the Latina publication, made the platform the choice through which the 2012 Barack Obama presidential campaign voiced its position. You can Google this stuff. How social media got me developing for Michelle Obama. You can read through it. Just go ahead and Google Michelle Obama, Forbes, Neil Rodriguez, and you can read the entire case study. Now, you have to remember, I started from absolutely nothing, just performing entry-level jobs such as customer service, call center jobs, and I qualified to do this search engine optimization. I built my portfolio little by little. Time will pass. 20 years goes by like this, 10 years, 3 years, and in as little as 1 year, in as little as a couple of months, in as little as a couple of hours, you stay up tonight and read through this stuff, you can potentially qualify for a position such as the one that I showed you, the associate product manager role right here, paying up to $86,000 a year. And perhaps you can land this one if you already have some of this experience, and many of you do. As I told you, if you developed your website, the components in the application that built the website for you potentially already equipped your website with a number of search engine optimization features. Experience using SEO and business-related tools. Just Google all this stuff. Look how to use Adobe right here. You can get this job. You can land this thing. Because look, Google AdWords. It's not called Google AdWords anymore. It's called Google Ads. That just gives me a clue. It's like if they're not up to date with the terminology, because the words are so important. Just take a look. On the free education tab, I listed the Google certification through which you can work to learn how to operate Google Ads. The search part, the display part, Google Ads video certification, shopping ads, Google Ads app certifications, all right here. I think you only pay for the certification. You really don't need the certification. As long as you can produce results. I was certified at one particular point in time, and I still have clients for which I operate and manage search campaigns through Google, the Software Engineer 2 Remote. Just take a look how much this thing pays right here. If this doesn't motivate you, I do not know what does. $170,000 on a yearly basis. Now, take a look at the qualifications. 1 to 3 years of relevant work experience. Curtains. Many of you who have launched your own website, even if you did not do the coding yourself, you have a lot of this experience already in your bag. If you built a WordPress site, just take a look. Experience in writing SQL queries against a relational database. You do a lot of this stuff using WordPress. WordPress uses a MySQL database. And if you don't know it, just go ahead and Google this stuff. Build your own little projects. Look, experience in version control systems, experience in front-end technology such as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, TypeScript frameworks. Forgive me if I'm not talking over your head. I'm not better than you. You can learn this stuff and you can do this stuff. I believe in you. You just have to believe in yourself that you are able to do as much as any other human being. Everything you see built around you was simply developed by a human being. It's not much smarter than you. This person simply just put in the work to learn and enhance his or herself or themselves with the acumen, with the capacity to be able to build exactly what it is that you see. And to brush up with the correct terminology, we hit our Batman utility belt, the free education tab. Maybe I should rename it to the utility belt. And look, a free course on how to program in Java. They want you to know Java right here. This course takes about 2 hours. You can learn how to program in Java, and you can hire people to do some of this stuff as well. You can get one of these jobs actually outsourced to people that can do this for you at a fraction of what you're getting paid. The people you're going to hire in other countries such as India or Pakistan or Colombia or wherever the dollar is way more value than the country's currency. That's how people are overemployed. I've talked about it on our Get Paid to Do Nothing video. That SEO position wants you to know analytics. Right here, you got the resource right on our spreadsheet that you could find by subscribing to our newsletter at bit.ly/Neil Rod. You enter in your email address, your first name, click subscribe, and the welcome email will equip you with the free materials that I cover in this video. And you can even dabble with the cybersecurity analyst to remote position. Qualifications: 18 years of age or older, must be legally permitted to work. 2 years of work experience. This is incredible. The knowledge, skills, and abilities typically acquired through the completion of a bachelor's degree program or equivalent degree in a field of study related to the job. They are not explicitly requiring a bachelor's degree because they want people that can produce results. A hustler, someone that's willing to learn the technology and do whatever it is that they want to get done. Now, when you see criteria listing 1 to 2 to 3 years of experience, it may indicate that the organization is having trouble acquiring top-level world-class talent. Senior developers and cybersecurity professionals, IT professionals, SEOs that are so good that they don't even need a job. Like me, I really don't need a job. I have acquired different skills. So I'm able to be a tax consultant. I'm able to be a search engine optimization professional. I can launch my own website. I don't have to take a job. So when you are operating as a top tier IT professional, you're in a position where you could build your own products and you don't need a job. So these organizations, they struggle to get the help that they want because they don't want to come out of their pockets $200,000 to $300,000 a year to match what you can get freelancing, uploading videos on YouTube. Take a look. They're only paying $170,000. The lower rung of this pay range is $150,000. $80,000, which top tier developers may see as the bottom part of the pay range they can expect when they work for a mainstream operation. If they can land the same job with Amazon, with Google, with more iconic brands that solely focus on the technology, they could clock $200,000, $300,000 on a yearly basis. And if you need more experience, go ahead and build your own product. This application right here, I'm not sponsored, nor do I partner with them, is called Bubble. And you can use Bubble to build your own digital product without any coding required. And you can do SEO on it, do cybersecurity on it, do further software engineering on this product. The world is your lab, Fraud Squad is your coat. Watch the video you see on the screen right now so you can stay on top of every single work from home resource and resources for everyone.